Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining me this week. So this week we're going to talk about strong women and how and why narcissists are attracted to them. This is a really important topic because I think so often we talk about empaths and we talk about how someone who's highly empathetic is going to be attracted to someone who's narcissistic and how a narcissist just loves an empath. And those are not obvious because if you don't know this stuff, then you won't understand why these two people are so attracted to each other. But I do want to talk about that really strong woman and why someone who's narcissistic is attracted to her, because they are. Now let's start with the basics. Someone who is narcissistic, of course there's different types of narcissists, but for the most part, we're going to talk about like that kind of grandioso, really confident, charming, witty type of narcissist. When we think of this type of personality, we tend to almost see this person, it can be extremes. You can have someone who's narcissistic who it's very obvious and it's just like actually gross, or you could be the woman that kind of like sees that really charming and witty man and they're able to play that character really, really well, where she on some levels finds him very attractive. He has this persona like he has it all figured out and has a good sense of confidence in himself. And that can be something that can be alluring to either a strong woman or not a strong woman. But when we think of a narcissist, we tend to think of like that type of personality, either the person that's like very extreme or the person that like is confident 100% and can do it in a way that isn't so out there, where they're very charming and they're very witty. And this is oftentimes where people will have a hard time seeing those red flags. And so when we see this type of person, what we don't really see yet is everything that you are witnessing is basically a character. It's basically this person just wearing that kind of mask and it hasn't really fallen off yet. And so you're seeing this persona, this character in front of you. Now, what you will learn over time is that this person actually just has a really deep sense of insecurity and extremely low self-esteem. And you'll start to see bits and pieces of it as you get to know this person. You'll see, wow, you're actually really not that confident. You're just actually very insecure, and this is kind of like a mask. And so you will see that over time if you are dealing with that type of narcissist. Now, this type of narcissist who plays this confidence card very well until over time, when you start to see that it's actually just an act, is different than the other one who's just very egotistical, very over the top, because that type of narcissist is not really going to be attracted to a strong woman. They're going to be attracted to a woman that is way more submissive, way more go with the flow, way more probably doesn't really know who she is maybe. They're going to be more attracted to that because that means that you need me. That means that you need me. That means that whatever I bring to the table, you're going to really value, because what I bring to the table are the areas of life that you're not good in. And so, don't get me wrong, yin and yang and how we can help each other 100%, but there's the ego enjoys this type of woman because it makes the ego, this male ego, this wounded ego essentially, feel like it's enough. Now, when you're dealing with the other type of narcissist who is not as in your face over the top, but you can sense the insecurity, but you can also sense the confidence, and it's a little harder to kind of really navigate through this, that person is going to be extremely attracted to a highly confident, strong woman. So now this persona of this character that this person is playing, will they enjoy the fact that you have opinions? Yes. Will they enjoy the fact that you know who you are? Yes. Will they enjoy the fact that you are possibly accomplished? Yes. So all of these things and how you carry yourself and how you present yourself in this very strong, healthy, confident way is going to be very alluring to this type of person. Now, why is that? When this other person wants nothing to do with it because it threatens their ego. For this type of narcissist, it is alluring and very attractive because you are an extension of them. So they want to feed off of everything that you are. It actually boosts their ego versus the other type of narcissist, it actually affects their ego in a negative way. So this person on some levels is going to feed off of and enjoy all of the things that they are not. So for example, you could be dealing with a narcissist who is actually successful and, maybe has their own business or, has their own thing going on. And so you're kind of looking and like, okay, you're checking a lot of these boxes off. That's pretty cool. But the way they got there and the way that they did it and their type of character and their personality, they know does not match you in the way that you got there. These are the things that they cannot create inside of themselves by themselves. And so they are going to be attracted to that. Now, are they going to respect that? No, because they don't respect anyone, but they're going to be intrigued by it, allured into it, and they're going to be attracted to you for it. Or they're going to be attracted to these qualities that you have or things that you've accomplished because, quite frankly, these are the things that they actually value. So the way that you carry yourself, the way that you present yourself, the career that you have, the money that you have, the life that you have, they're going to value that because, or they're going to be intrigued by it, they're going to be attracted to it because it's going to be the things that they value. So again, you are just an extension. So you're kind of mirroring what I want to see in a person. Now, just like with the other narcissist, even this one that is so attracted to the strong woman, you can't go too high. So you're not going to be able to go really high above me because I don't like that. So my ego is not going to be that bruised by your success, but it can't be too much success that I then become affected by it. And it kind of like shows me like, oh my God, this person can do this and I'm not doing this, or I'm not capable of this. So they always have to make sure that you're just a little bit underneath them, but you can't be too below, but you also can't be too high. Now, the things that they're going to value within you are going to be superficial things. They're going to be things like how you look, how you carry yourself. They're not about your character, really, and kind of like what you bring to the table, because when you value those real core things, those are the things that you deeply fall in love with, and those are going to be the things that you hold on to when times get tough. Because those are the things, this is my best friend. These are the things that my best friend brings to the table, and I never want to lose that because I value that so deeply, and I don't value it from a superficial level. So when I say that they value these things in you, I don't mean that they're real, they're coming from some substance. They're just coming from their ego, superficiality, and how these things make them feel. Not that they respect these things in you as a human being, because they don't have that ability to connect on those levels. Now, over time, they're going to enjoy these things, but slowly they're going to start becoming threatened by them. So even if remember, you can't go too low, you can't go too high, but even if you're kind of swimming in the pool a little bit with them, it's always a competition. So over time, there is going to be a little bit of tension, a little bit of, okay, I don't know if I value that anymore. Because you got to remember, this type of personality, they don't really know who they are. They don't really know what they want. What they're looking for is constant highs. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I want. I don't know how I feel. I'm just constantly looking for things that are going to make me feel good inside. Over time, in the beginning, these things made me feel really good. But now, here's the thing with these types of relationships, is in the beginning, everything is amazing. Everything is lust. Everything is new. Everything is, oh my God, I value this. Oh my God, you're amazing. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But over time, you're going to actually get into a real relationship that needs to be based on substance in order for it to actually be healthy and work. Now mind you, I didn't say last long, because you could be with someone for 50 years and you were in a totally toxic relationship and you dealt with it. So this isn't about length of time, this is about quality of relationship. Now, another reason why someone who's narcissistic is going to be extremely attracted to someone who is strong, is confident, is healthy, is because, remember, life is a game. And so the act of you being then attracted to me, and then the act of me then breaking you down, I mean, that boosts any narcissist's ego. So the narcissist will 100% put a strong, confident person on a pedestal as almost like something that they need to conquer, something that they need to obtain. And the minute that they kind of get you and hook you and know that you love them, you then what? You then begin to show who you really are as well. This is where you say, like, yes, I'm healthy and I'm confident, but I'm still human, and I have I have stuff too, and I have insecurities. And the point of the relationship, or as you begin dating, you actually start getting into a real committed, deep relationship, is where you begin to say, I'm not perfect, this is me, and will you still love me regardless? And so someone who's narcissistic can't do that. They don't want that type of relationship. That's not what they're about. They have an inability to do it because they can't do it for themselves. They're not going to show you any of that kind of stuff, and they're not going to respect you when you come to them and say, this is what I have. This is my baggage. They're going to look at it as a sign of weakness, or they're going to look at it as something that they can kind of be able to poke at in order to start breaking you down. So if I can take someone who was once very confident, very healthy, very sure of herself, and I can make her feel bad for when she doesn't feel good about herself or when those insecurities do come up, rather than learning how to boost her up and make her feel good and helping her and being her best friend and being her rock, because she's then going to do it to me when I need it, none of that's going to happen. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shame you. I'm going to make you feel bad for who you are, your past, why you are the way you are. I'm not going to have empathy for you. And this is where, for the victim, for you, you will start to slowly become affected if you are unhealed as well. So if you are unhealed, then when this person starts to break you down and gaslight you and manipulate you, guess what? You're going to take the bait and you're going to become affected by this relationship. So it's not about, notice how I said, when we're talking about like strong women, confident women, I didn't say healed and healthy. I just said strong, knows who she is, know what she wants, and all independent, all of those things, which are great. But we also have to balance that like emotional feminine energy as well and make sure that we are healed, that we are healthy. And if both are balanced, you'll never be attracted to this person. There you go. But if they're not, and you're just a strong, confident woman, and maybe on some levels that's a little bit of a front because you still have wounds yourself, then chances are when this person starts to break you down, they're going to win and they're going to break you down. Now, where this person will totally become unattracted to this strong woman is only going to be from one thing. Because if you're playing in that pool, like I said, not too low, not too high, you're playing in that pool and you're doing everything right, the only time, because remember, you're an extension, so you're giving me everything I need and I feel good inside, you're representing me in a way. I don't want to say I admire you, because then I feel like behind admire is respect, and that's not the case, but we'll just say I value in an unhealthy way the things that you bring to the table, which are nothing of substance. They're all superficial things. But needless to say, if you are beginning to enter into a relationship where I don't like that you did this, you need to change this, or we need to work on this, or I'm not happy in the relationship, or I didn't like that you came home at 3 a.m, or whatever, this person is not going to like that. This is where you will start to become unattractive. This is where all the things in the beginning that they actually, quote, fell in love with, your opinions and your thoughts and no, look, you're confident and da-da-da, are now starting to affect your relationship in a negative way because they don't like those sides. They don't like that mirror. And this is where you're going to start getting backlash, a discard. They're going to start changing their behavior. They're going to start picking fights with you. They're going to just want to like abruptly leave the relationship. And again, when we talk about why did this person just up and leave me so quickly, one of the things that we always hear is that they were never really invested to begin with. And they weren't, because they never are, because they have an inability to actually connect with anyone. So it doesn't matter if they go into the next relationship and they're with that person for 40 years. It doesn't matter. What's actually happening is they have found someone that is okay with putting up with what they are going to bring to the table. That's the only difference between you and the next partner. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some insight. If you are interested in working with me, I will link some of my coaching options down below, as well as my online courses, and I will see you next week.